Hey everybody, welcome to the Creativity Cave. I'm super excited to share with you some beautiful cards that are really pretty simple to put together, and I think they would work in all kinds of different color combinations. So I started by making this card. This is for the Stamp Ink Paper Challenge, the design team that I'm on, and so this was my project, and this week our theme was colors, and the color combination was Blushing Bride, Pear Pizzazz, and Sahara Sand. And so this is the card I came up with, and I really loved the design. It's so simple and easy. So I thought I would try it with some other color combinations. So then I, of course, went to my go-to pool party, and I loved how that came out. And then I did a bright and happy Calypso coral. I used crumb cake on the back, and I just love this one as well. So let me show you how I put this together because it's really simple. First of all, I'm going to start with a Whisper White card base that I will just fold, and then I will attach to it a piece of Bermuda Bay, because if there's nothing better than pool party, it would be Bermuda Bay. That probably didn't make sense, but Bermuda Bay is even better than pool party is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I just love this color. I can't stop using it. In fact, sometimes I literally have to force myself because I get stuck in that color rut. But it's just so pretty. Okay, so I attach that with some fast fuse. Then I'm going to use a sheet of vellum, and this comes from one of the celebration choices that is going on right now. It is a vellum stack for botanical gardens, so it totally coordinates with the botanical garden builder framelits that I'm using, and there's several beautiful designs in here. They also coordinate with the Botanicals for You stamp set that's a celebration option as well, and I just love how gorgeous these papers are. Whenever I have a paper stack like this, I usually stick my scrap pieces in the front and then hold it together. Sometimes if the cover comes off, I'll put tape on it, or I will stick it in like a cello bag to help hold all the pieces together. So that's how I did that. Now to attach this to my card, I'm going to do a little bit of fast fuse at the top and then a little bit kind of in the corner. I chose these two spots because I'm going to cover them up with something else, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So my piece of Bermuda Bay is 4 by 5 1/4, and then my vellum is 3 1/4 by 5. Now you can see the fast view doesn't show a lot, but enough that you wouldn't want to just leave it like that. So what I'm going to do is add a greeting to this card with a scrap of paper. This is 1 inch thick. You can see on my other cards I have different sizes depending on the words I'm using. And those words are from the stamp set Cottage Greetings. I love this set. It's so versatile, and I love the cute font. And of course it says amazing in it. That's awesome. And then I love this, wishing you ridiculous amounts of happiness. That's so cute too. But I'm going to use the happy birthday because that's the one I haven't used yet out of this set for these cards. And I think this would make just such a cute set of cards. So what I'm going to do is stamp this, like I said, in Bermuda Bay on a scrap piece of white that I have, and I will just stamp that down. You might notice that I never put the label pretty much ever on my clear stamps, and that is so that they stick to the blocks better. I find that I can always stamp them on a scrap paper to make sure I have the orientation the way I want, but I really love that they stick so much better. Okay, so I will set this here, and then I want to cut the flag out of this. Normally when I cut flags, I use my little banner punch, but this one is kind of big, so I can use one of two things. I can use the triple banner punch, which works great if you know how long, if you have your piece cut down to size, or I can use the hexagon punch. Now to do this, I'll show you both ways. To do this, I'm going to simply pull this through and then center it from top to bottom about where I want it, and then punch, and then I have a great looking flag. And then I can attach this to my card and trim it a little if I need to. In fact, I think I'm gonna trim just a touch more off, like that. Okay, but I'm also going to curl this so that the flag curls up and then curl it the other way. So I have kind of this S shape. I'm going to stick a dimensional underneath there so it pops up, because everything's cuter with a dimensional. And then I'll put a little fast fuse right there just to hold it in place so it doesn't go crooked on me. And then I will just set it like so. Super cute. Okay, so there's that. Now the flowers I have, I'll show you all the pieces I did for that. I am using I'm just grabbing it here. Uh-oh. This always happens. I mean, it's sitting right here, ready to go for my video, and then it disappears on me. Okay, so I'm using my Botanical Blooms stamp set and the coordinating framelits. You can see there's all kinds of great images in here, and then the framelits that coordinate are gorgeous. I have several of them here, but actually I have a bunch of them off of my holder because I was cutting the pieces out. So I cut out the biggest flower in white, the medium-sized one in both Bermuda Bay as well as in one of the patterns from the Vellum stack. And then I have 2 leaves in Pear Pizzazz. So let me show you how I put these together. First of all, I'm going to stamp the cool little veins that come in the stamp set in Pear Pizzazz. So they go through like this. If you're trying to get it set upright, don't forget to stick your butt out, because everything's better when your butt is out. True story. Then I'm going to use a little fast fuse to, attach the vellum, and you just want to make sure you have the design kind of lined up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pull up each vellum petal just so that the color sticks out a little below, and it just makes it look fancy, because everything's better when it's fancy, right? And then I will attach the flower with a dimensional. I'm also going to curl each one of these petals that comes up. I'm going to curl that out. Now be careful when you do this, really get a grab on the petal, because I've ripped more than 1 or 2 or 3 of these, and they just come right off, let me tell you. So in fact, I think one of my cards here has one ripped off. Anyway, I will set this down right over where that fast fuse was from before. Oh no, wait, sorry, hold on. One more thing. We're going to add some metallic thread. I am going to use the silver, and I'm just going to wrap that around my fingers a few times. I did a few with 3 fingers and then a few with 4 fingers. Every time I do that, you want to know what I think of? This is kind of weird, but I think of when I was having my first baby and the nurse kept checking to see how dilated I was. She was a newer nurse, and she kept doing like this with her fingers and comparing it to a chart, and I thought, oh dear, this is not a good sign. It wasn't. I ended up with a C-section. Anyway, so there I put a little bit of fast fuse down and then had the ends kind of stick to that fast fuse so that they would stay in place, and I find that works really well for this technique. And then the little flower behind. Now, isn't that cool? I love just the little look of that thread. Then I will take my leaves, and I typically rip off the stem just because then it will go behind a little better. And then I'm also going to just kind of wiggle these leaves so they look a little distressed, and not like they're stressed, but that they're distressed, like shabby chic, cool looking, a little worn, if you will. Okay, enough of that. I'll put a little fast fuse down and then tuck them underneath. And there they are. Okay. And then last but not least, I've got one more step. I'm going to put some fast fuse down here so that my little flower can go in the center, offset from the petals, the bigger petals. And then last but not least, I will stick one of these awesome little botanical garden jewels. Aren't these cute? I'll just take and place one of these in the center using a glue dot. And that's all there is to it. Isn't this so awesome? So I'm thinking maybe I need to come up with a super cool little box so that this can be a boxed set. Don't you think? Don't you think that'd be a great idea? Are you nodding at home? I hope so. So check back on my blog because you never know what we might just come up with. And I hope you like this card, and I hope you'll participate with the Stamp Ink Paper Challenge. If you click the little graphic on my blog, and the description of this video has the link, you will see all the information about it. It's really fun. We have a great design team to inspire you, and we love to compliment you on your work. And last but not least, if you're just dying to make these cards, because I know you are, they're awesome, right? Please consider shopping my online store. Again, the description of this video has the link to my online store and blog. And when you shop through me, you help me keep bringing these amazing videos to you, as well as you get fabulous rewards. I love pampering my customers. I have a great rewards program, and I would love to welcome you as a Creativity Cave VIP. Thanks so much for stamping with me today, guys. Have an awesome day. Bye.